Hey, it's Shana, just a human from Los Angeles, here to help you pick up the pieces from your breakup. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you find my videos helpful. Oh, and be sure to watch to the end if you want my biggest takeaways. One of the techniques that you're going to hear from a lot of experts for getting over a breakup is to make a list of all the negative characteristics, traits, behaviors, and memories that you have of your ex and of the relationship. Now, before you switch to another channel or another video, please sit tight. I've got a slightly different take on things. Now, when you're coming up with this list, try to make it as exhaustive as possible. That means get all the way down to the nitty gritty, niggling little things that either just annoy you a little bit, he never puts the toilet seat down, or really left you in a bad state. He stood me up on a Saturday night. Whatever it is, put down as many things as you can remember, and don't feel like you have to do this in one sitting. Anytime one of these negative thoughts comes up, anytime, you can add it to the list. Now, the list will be most effective if you read it before bed. Why? Because that way your subconscious mind will continue to keep the ideas in your head and work them out as you sleep. The theory being that you'll wake up at least just a little bit better. Now, if you're like me, I'm not somebody who feels really comfortable listing negatives, but I do it anyway. But because it's outside of my comfort zone, what happens is I read the list before bed, and it's a long list. But I don't feel any anger. I don't feel any frustration. I don't feel any sort of like, oh yeah, no, that's why we broke up. Instead of feeling all these negative feelings from reading the list, I feel nothing. I might as well be reading a column in The Economist. That's because I have a tendency to idealize relationships and to always try to see the best in people. If you're like me, then there's a good chance this list, while probably useful, may not be quite so effective. So here's what I recommend instead. Make the list. Definitely make the list. Read the list every night before bed. Read it once, twice, 3 times, as many times as you need to just sort of get into it. And then find one thing, one behavior, one characteristic, one trait, one hurtful memory, and focus on that. So you could read the whole list, but pick one thing each night, focus on it, sit with it, really, really feel it. Try to get back to that space where you are witnessing this behavior, where you are reliving this sad or painful experience, and see if you can, for 5, 10, even 15 minutes with just one thing on your list, get past the idealization of how perfect the relationship is or was, and instead see if you can get back to that root feeling that reminds you something wasn't right. And if you do this each night, and each night focus on one thing, maybe sometimes it's the same thing more than one night because it was particularly painful, and so it really helps to cut down to that deep emotional place, that deep reminder. But if simply writing and reading, as many experts will tell you, is not enough, go deeper. Sit with it. It really does help. And again, particularly right before bed, when your subconscious is ripe for working out problems.